Hi, my name's DJ Zinc, and this video is about how I process the breakbeats in my track Comeback, which you can hear in the background now. And this is pretty much the same way I've been doing it for about 32 years. Old dog, new tricks. Okay, so these are the breakbeats in the track. This is Bitwig, by the way, the DAW that I use. I love Bitwig. It's 160 BPM. I'm going to mute that and drag in the main break, which is Amy Winehouse, You Know I'm No Good. And the drummer on that is Homer Steinweiss. That was double speed. Bitwig guessed it wrong, but double, so that's repitched. That's if I change the algorithm to Elastic Pro. Or I could go like this and make it sound like time stretching. It sounds like this. So that's doing the different algorithms. But what I like to do is what we used to do back in the day, and that is to split each individual bit up and put them along the keyboard in a sampler. So I'm gonna click on that. That's the break at the original tempo, and I'm gonna slice that into multi-sample, not into drum machine. I'm gonna do that multi-sample, and I'm gonna choose onset, which means the start of every kick, snare, hi-hat, all that. And so it drops down into this. You can see on the left the piano roll, and then you can slow it down. And so you can see the individual kicks and snares. Grab the wrong bit of screen, sorry. The individual kicks and snares there. So what I do at this point is I find a kick and snare. Usually I find 2 kicks and 2 snares that I like, and then hi-hats and shuffles, and I repeat those. Now, I can hear some purists saying, hold on a sec, surely this is removing all of the human element from the break, making it robotized. But yeah, I do get that, but I like really clean drums. I always have done since '93 when I started producing. So I always used to do this, chop breaks up into very small bits and make it very rigid. It is very let's not say robotic or soulless. It's very uniform, but then I add a bit of groove to make it a little bit more swung later. You'll see that later. Anyway, so I've quantized those and gonna find the ghost snares or shuffles that I like now by just listening to the different bits and pieces. Find one I like, and then legato, so that it makes each bit only go as far as the next bit, if that makes sense. There you go, that sounds all right to me. So I'm going to get the shuffle, drag the shuffle over. Don't like that shuffle, actually. Going to try a few different ones, find one I like. That one sounds good. So I like the way that sounds, so I'm going to drag that over to there and delete the rest of the break. Sorry, Homer. And paste that over 3 times. It is more uniform. It is a bit soulless, but that's just how I like drums, okay? Sue me. Anyway, so you can see I'm going to show you the drum bus above how it's going to end up. See with the blue, orange, brown, yellow, that is how it's going to end up. So what I did, I jump forward a little bit, so I come back. I'm going to duplicate that sampler, and then in the top one, I'm going to only have kicks, so I'll delete everything else. And in the second one down, I'm going to only have snares. And I'm going to colour the kicks dark blue, snares orange, hi-hats yellow, and the shuffles are going to be a light brown. And if you're a producer and you're using a different colour scheme for your tracks, then you need to go and speak to someone, because this is the obvious and only system. Okay, kicks are dark blue, snares are orange, hi-hats are yellow. Okay, it's natural. So I'm not a psycho. So I'm going to group those, mute those, get them out of the way. There you can see the dark blue kicks, orange snares, of course. These are the kicks. Now I sped the sampler up to +6 because I thought it sounded nice up at that speed. Those are my snares. There's the shuffles, and there's the hi-hats. All together, sounds like that. Now, that's the EQ on the hi-hats. You see I've taken out all of the bass just on the hi-hats. And when I was doing this, I noticed that the hi-hats were a little bit clicky, so I'm going to go in and tighten up the start and end points for the samples. The algorithm chooses usually very well, but sometimes you have to go in and just move them slightly to make them sound exactly how you want, exactly how I want. And you can tell I'm a pro at this voiceover stuff, can't you? So that's the breakbeat. Let's see how it sounds. These are the plugins I've got on that breakbeat. So that's with the plugins. That's an EQ, preamp, more EQ, uber loud. That one's switched off. Then a bit of expansion and a clipper at the end, just keeping. It's not really doing much clipping, just keeping it flat. That sounds like that. And that. So let's compare how the break sounded before and after. So I'm going to change it to repitch. So that's before. And that's after. It's not wildly different, it's just tidier and a bit more uniform. And now I'm going to just copy and paste some of these so you can hear if it's playing the same pattern, how it would sound. Yeah, so it sounds like this before. And then after, it sounds like this. So yeah, it's just a bit tighter, cleaner, more uniform. I've got a little bit of shuffle on there. You can hear the ghost snares get later when I make this shuffle longer. So that kind of adds a bit of swing to it. This is the other break. This is James Brown's Soul Pride. I've used this, that's with the plugin switched off. That is in repitch. So I could have put it in elastic, but I preferred repitch. And then the plugins I've got on this is a widener to add a bit of stereo, Pro Q4, EQ, a bit of tape emulation, and then a clipper again. And yeah, those are the plugs on that. So the Soul Pride is to give a bit of character, and the Amy Winehouse break is to be a bit more clean. Together they sound like this. And then on the bus, this is quite a simple drum bus for me. I've got Speccraft, and then I've got a tape emulation thing, and then I've got Daisy from Acoustica, and then another clipper, and all together they sound like that. And that is how I made the drums on my track Come Bad. Same thing for 93, I was going to say for 93 years, since 93, feels like 93 years. That's it. Tune's out soon, or it's already out. I mean, the tune might already be out, or it might be coming out soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is another blind leading the blind Zinc tutorials.